Welcome back to America's Forum. I'm J.D. Hayworth.
And I'm John Bachman. J.D., we turn our attention now to Ukraine. Ukrainian Prime Minister Arseniy Yatsenyuk says the government has drafted a law that would offer amnesty to pro-Russian militia members who put down their weapons and leave occupied government buildings. This as top diplomats laid out steps to defuse violence and unrest in Ukraine. The agreement came after close to 7 hours of negotiations between U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry, the Ukrainian foreign minister, and EU's foreign policy chief, as well as Russia's foreign minister, Sergei Lavrov. Lavrov says it's a compromise of sorts. As part of the agreement, all groups, including separatists, would stop violent acts and illegal groups would be disarmed. In Washington, President Obama threatened further economic sanctions while voicing skepticism about the agreement.
My hope is that we actually do see follow-through over the next several days, but I don't think, given past performance, that we can count on that.
Well, the president also said the United States has to be prepared to respond to interference by the Russian, which we've pretty much already seen. Joining us right now to discuss this is the former chairman of the House Intelligence Committee, a good friend of Newsmax TV, Pete Hoekstra.
Hey, Pete, we're glad to have you back with us today, and thanks for joining us via Skype. This situation, John Kerry back over trying to work a deal with Lavrov. The president yesterday essentially undercutting it, saying, well, gee, I don't hold a lot of hope out for this thing. Also having Chuck Hagel go out and say, oh, we don't want to give real military assistance to the Ukraine. We'll give them non-lethal goods because we don't want to exacerbate the situation. Look, it seems to me it's already been exacerbated. Bottom line, do you see this thing heading into civil war?
Well, I'm not sure it's going to head into civil war, but I think what we are seeing right now is, a totally ineffective U.S. foreign policy. And J.D., from our days on the Hill, does this ever remind you of watching the U.S. Senate work? Are we at all surprised that when our foreign policy is headed by 4 former senators, the president, Biden, Kerry, and Hagel, that we're seeing this kind of indecision and weak action? I mean, these guys are being schooled by the Russians each and every day. The report this morning, where the agreement yesterday was that any building seized illegally, the agreement was that, the people seizing those buildings were going to have to leave. Great win for Kerry. You go to Ukraine, what are the pro-Russian folks who have gathered and captured these buildings in eastern Ukraine say? Hey, the real illegal seizure of buildings is happening in the government in the Kiev. We'll leave when they leave. You put that together with, Edward Snowden attacking, Vladimir Putin aggressively and getting Vladimir Putin to say, we don't listen to anybody in Russia. We don't have that capability. It's governed by the law. I'll tell you, it's been a bad 48 hours for the Obama administration.
Well, Pete, you mentioned the propaganda show with Edward Snowden treating President Putin with great diplomacy. I appreciated your sarcasm there, but there's,
yes.
There's another really disturbing development. The reports we're getting from those cities in the eastern Ukraine, one area in particular, that Jews are being told to register their names, addresses, and property. Those leaflets distributed, do we know who's passing out those leaflets?
I don't think we know who's passing those out. That is a very, very scary development. If those reports are accurate, in that part of the world, it could be a lot of disinformation. Those pamphlets could be being spread by the government in Kiev to discredit, their opponents in the eastern part of Ukraine. The problem is, J.D., there's just a lot that we don't know. Obviously, this could inflame tension significantly. It is a fact of history that the Ukraine, during World War II, Ukraine and the people of the Ukraine were probably the most brutal against their Jewish populations, more even than the Nazis in Germany. It was awful for the Jewish people in Ukraine.
Pete, the challenge of the intelligence, the exercise of intelligence is it's gathering information and then based on that information, trying to project what may happen. And there's some curious reports from a variety of sources. For example, big piece at Breitbart.com makes mention of the fact that the Orthodox calendar and the Catholic calendar for Easter coincide this year. And there is more than a passing concern that this celebration of the sacrifice and resurrection of the Prince of Peace, as he's referred to in Isaiah, that this may be the time when Putin, even after all the diplomatic sideshow elsewhere, this very weekend could be the time to see even more military involvement from the Russians. Do you agree with the possibility of that danger and an Easter aggressive act or attack?
I think it's always a possibility. You know, what we have learned over the last 2 to 4 weeks and what we should have seen over the last 5 years and realized at just about every step, and this also goes all the way back to former President Bush, we have miscalculated and misjudged Putin. You and I have talked about this in recent days. Putin knows exactly what he wants. He wants to expand the influence of Russia, expand their reach, and if he thinks the best time to do that is to use this weekend, it is exactly what he would do.
Pete, it's also worth noting, and we didn't make a lot of this early on in this entire exercise, but you had military units devoid of insignia or national identification engaged in a hostile military operation. Now, that is a violation of international law, which also, I believe, gives us an indication of just the MO of Vladimir Putin. So with that situation, what should we next expect from Putin in terms of his actions? Expect the unexpected?
Expect the unexpected. Don't worry about him, you know, sticking to any accepted international norms. You know, he was lectured early on in this process by our Secretary of State, Kerry, who said, you know, the Russians are using 19th century strategies, which are totally inappropriate for the 21st century. Putin believes what? If they worked in the 19th century, I don't care whether they're 19th century, whether they're 3rd century. If they're going to work in Ukraine today and if they're going to help me achieve my objectives, I will use those strategies.
Well, Pete Hoekstra, we always appreciate your insights. It was an honor to serve with you in the Congress of the United States. I appreciated your stewardship of the Intelligence Committee, and we're grateful for your insights. We hope you and your family have a blessed Easter, and we look forward to visiting again.
Same to you and all your viewers. Thanks, JD.
Take good care. Now, when we come back, motorists in Kansas City are breathing a sigh of relief after police have arrested a suspect in those random shootings on area highways. We'll have more on that story following this time out.
That's right. We'll be back. Of course, we want to hear from you. It's not too late to weigh in on the topics we're discussing here on America's Forum today. You can find us on Twitter at NewsmaxTV, the hashtag there, America's Forum. You can reach us on email, connect@newsmaxtv.com. And there's always Facebook, facebook.com/NewsmaxTV. We want to hear from you. We want to talk about these top stories, so send your comments to JD and I. We'll be right back after this.